Here we are. Here we are. Got the YouTubes and the Facebooks. Eagle 1 and Eagle 2 presiding over live stream tonight. Welcome, everybody, especially those who might watch this back in the future.
What's up, guys and gals? How's everybody doing tonight?
Verifying the class schedule here.
So tonight we're going to have a couple of topics that will be fun. We're going to be talking about House Bill 127.
127.
Talking about some class dates coming up.
Yep.
And if you're on Facebook, we love and appreciate you guys. We hope you'll come over to YouTube, where we are going to be moving to here in the next little bit. So we appreciate it if you would hop on over there at Prepared Patriot NC. If you'll search that out. What's up, Mike? Mike Kalakis in the house.
Yeah, baby.
Mike, I appreciate the help this week on the gear stuff, man. We got those JT Force on Force helmets ordered. In case you guys don't know, we're looking into the sim stuff, trying to get that rocking.
Yep. Application is in.
What's up, Sydney? How are you, girl?
Sydney's learning. She went straight over.
She went straight over there. I'm so proud of her.
Nice.
She's doing good. Doing good.
We got some folks on the Facebooks. Hey,
Jason, what's up, man?
First time in like 10 weeks you haven't had to yell at me to turn the volume off on my own phone.
Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, Jason, y'all are having a hell of a time up there in Tennessee, right, dude? Like super cold, super snow. Jason says he can't ship and get shipments. Well, that explains it, doesn't it? That explains some stuff. Sydney says I'm getting the hang of it. Well, we're trying to get everybody to figure that out, Sydney, but, you know, not everybody comes straight to the YouTube stuff. We're trying to build it up. 12 inches of snow, Jason. Holy crap, dude.
That's a bunch.
Like, all we got's mud in North Carolina. Like, I'm so sick of mud, dude. Like, we can't do anything. Can't garden, can't go outside. Like, it's so soaking wet. We're doing a fence out at our garden right now. And, like, we can't even stretch fence or do anything because it's just a muddy mess. Like, everything here. It's almost like we're turning to freaking Florida, dude. Like, everything is just swamp around here right now. Like, you walk outside and it's like you're walking in freaking a sponge.
Yep.
Like, it's ridiculous.
For real.
I actually wouldn't mind a little snow. The blonde still shows through sometimes. Well, Sydney, it's okay. It's okay. Blondes have more fun, right? So, have a couple people on there. Appreciate you coming out. Talk a little bit about classes coming up. Matt, you want to tell them
Sure.
what the classes are? If you guys are watching tomorrow, if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or where we're at, you can check out the schedule if you want to sign up for classes at preparepatriotnc.com. I'm terrible with dates or any kind of remembering any kind of names or figures, so Matt's going to tell you the dates. I want to say there's some in March, and we got.
Yep. So we got Rifle 2's coming up. That's our
Yep, that's the next one. If you guys were
2.
in Rifle 1, we're looking forward to seeing you guys next week? Next weekend?
Oh, it's next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend.
February 27th.
We'll be doing Rifle 2 class. It's going to be a blast.
Boom. Rifle blast. So now our next comprehensive carry, our version of concealed carry, is coming up March 6th. And the day after is Pistol 1 or Prepared Pistol 1. And so if you guys know somebody that's kind of early in their journey, in their walk, that would be a fabulous weekend to get relatively up to speed in a very quick.
You can do both classes at one time.
Saturday
like it's a 2-day event if you want to go wild and get as fast as you can through the stuff. Sydney, your girlfriends, that's who needs to be in those classes. You need to be reaching out to those girls.
So comp carry is covering all the North Carolina legal stuff for concealed carry holders, getting your certificate. You can take the sheriff's department and we teach you all the stuff you really need to know about concealed carry. You know, pragmatics of it. What makes a good holster? How do you conceal? How do you draw, shoot, reholster from concealment? And then you actually qualify from concealment. And I'm pretty sure we're the only folks around that you qualify folks from concealment.
Yeah, we make you do it right from day one. We try to get you down the road as fast as we can.
And then the next day would be prepared Pistol 1. And so that's kind of where the rubber really meets the road. We really talk about you're having a proper mindset to carry a firearm, and
it's the most important class you can take here.
But one of the least attended.
Yeah. But once you go through that class, typically they don't stop. Like after that, they move on to 2, 3 rifle. Like that's the one that's really the hook. Like once you get through there and get your mind right, everything else kind of falls in line.
Yep. And so talk a lot about the mindset of carrying a firearm, being prepared to talk about what your everyday carry should consist of. Talk about anything from pre-threat indicators in class, your situational awareness, things of that nature, and
all the way up to after the fight. Like it covers everything that you really need. It's all the stuff that you should have got in your concealed carry class and you didn't. So just looking through a couple of these now.
And then range portion of Prepared Pistol 1 is you're getting your feet moving. Obviously, transitioning more into a fighting mindset, assessing, scanning, topping off. And then we're getting into magazine changes, malfunction clearing.
All the stuff you didn't know you needed to know.
Shooting and moving.
Good. Jason says Nicole has to work tonight, and she tried to see if she could drive herself. She almost made it to the ditch, until the ditch got in the way. Oh, Lord. I hope she didn't do any damage, Jason. That would suck. That would suck. So you did get her out. Mike says, just join Matt on TikTok. Man, he's got an addiction on that TikTok, dude. Like we get video, he drops videos all the time on TikTok.
I stopped counting them, man.
My dog ended up on TikTok.
Yeah, but TikTok's starting to piss me off though.
Yeah,
I got a video removed the other day due to hate speech, whatever that is. The only thing I could think of, it was a video from our medical class. The only thing I could think of is one of the students was wearing a T-shirt that said, "My rights don't end where your feelings begin."
It's ridiculous. They're just looking for anything.
So I what's the word when you contest something? What's the other word? Appealed it.
There you go.
And I asked them to give me the specific incidents of hate speech in the exact example.
No Voodoo Rangers tonight.
Yeah.
Matt's with it tonight. So let's see what
I'm drinking my water tonight.
Yeah. He's trying to recover with his water beer over there that almost contaminated my real beer.
Hey, but the set does have an awesome upgrade.
Hey, thanks, Scott Edwards.
Actually, 2 upgrades. Send us up here with 2
alumnus in the house. Hooked us up with some refrigerators. Nice. Appreciate that. Although right now it's so damn cold, we might not need them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jason says now she's waiting for a sheriff deputy to come here. I'm assuming to take her to work, right? She didn't do anything wrong, right? Jason? What's up, Richard Elb?
Rich, what's up, buddy?
Jason says, what day are y'all going to be here? It's going to be that March weekend, actually.
It's like the 17th and the 18th.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So we're going to ECQC before that.
Yeah.
So the weekend that Jerry is teaching comp carry and prepared pistol 1 all on the same weekend that you heard that March 6th and 7th, we will be at ECQC, Matt and I. So we'll be doing that. And then the following week is going to be a force on force month, so to speak. So we'll be doing the fight up at Tactical Response with probably Jason being there. I don't know if he's going to be a role player or not. I'm assuming he will be. That's cool, Jason. That's cool that they're driving her to work, man. So I don't know, like when I was a deputy, sometimes we would all because not all of our deputies down here had 4x4 trucks and stuff. Like some of us had the SUVs, some of us had the four-wheel drive cars, the new cruisers and stuff, or the Explorer was four-wheel drive. And we would all kind of team up and ride together whenever it was bad weather, it was kind of a fun day whenever we could do that. I know my Vic wasn't going anywhere.
Sorry,
I had the shittiest Crown Vic on the force. It was so shitty. Oh, my God.
I'm from over here sending a link to everybody through the messenger app.
Matt is harassing everyone. So we want to talk a little bit tonight about we've seen a lot of fuss and talk on the House Bill 127. We're going to get into that just a little bit tonight.
Try to do a little research for folks, but
Yeah, Matt's going to kind of list off what House Bill 127 is, why it should be important to you, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Mike, Jerry Peanut is not here tonight. He usually comes every other week because it's a big drive for him. And I'm not going to lie, like
it's a late night.
If it was the reverse, I wouldn't do it. Like I'm not driving all the way down to Mooresville to come up and do a live stream. So like, good on him for making the effort to be here and like making the trek. It's a big job for him to get up here. Like we love and appreciate the guy for coming up. We do a lot for this company, man. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of input on both sides. If y'all saw this week, Jerry's been making targets and stuff like that. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that you guys don't see where Matt and I and Jerry are running through classes and curriculum. And there's a lot of stuff.
Setting up ranges. And
setting the range up, designing how we want it all to look before y'all get there.
Just tweaking pistol 1 tonight.
Rifle 2 tonight.
Well, we did pistol 1.
Oh, we did tweak pistol 1, but we also worked on rifle 2, the setup for the range. So it's constant. Like we're constantly working on things to make things better for you guys. If you're not training with us, we wish you would. Come out to North Carolina. You can make it better and get involved and become part of our group. We love to help people out. We're kind of a mutual assistance group. We will train you along the way.
Yep. And I don't think I ever finished all the dates on the classes. So we talked about Rifle 2 coming up. We got Comp Carry 3.6, which is our version of Concealed Carry Pistol 1 on March 7th, which is, again, that weekend will be awesome. Awesome. To get somebody
get as far as you can get in 2 days. Like that's a Saturday and Sunday. You mark off the weekend and be like.
At least around these parts, that's what I'm talking about. Good. So, and we do, for folks that come train with us, as long as they shoot 9mm, we do have some ammo stat pack that we can help them with. And then we got, I forgot, we added a rifle class, right? So we got another Rifle 1 class for you guys. If you missed the first one, April 10th. And then there's another double weekend for Jerry. He's got April 11th.
So Sydney and some of y'all that haven't been through rifle class, that would be the time for you to get through rifle class in April. If you don't have a rifle, that is not a limitation. Let us know. We'll hook you up. We'll make sure you have what you need to get through class. You might have to buy some ammo or something, but we'll make sure you can get through class. Jason says, I keep telling y'all to send me blank cardboard. I'll print your targets. The time it saves you would be worth it. I don't know.
What's the cost though, like on shipping and printing and shipping back and stuff?
That's a Jerry thing, man. In case you haven't figured this out, like we all have our roles in this company. Like Jerry kind of handles targets and merchandising and stuff like that. Like the last thing, Jason, that we did, we kind of took the lead on, but really like most of the time, like any of this stuff that you see us wearing, like our swag and our gear, I don't have anything to do with that. I did that at first and I hated it. Like nothing pisses me off faster than dealing with merchants and other people and like expecting stuff to be done. And like, I don't have time and I don't like that. Like I prefer the curriculum part of it and designing classes. And that's kind of what I do. Matt, as y'all know, is the marketer. He's like constantly getting people involved and doing the social media aspect stuff. Like the YouTube thing, we kind of both do, but everything else is all Matt. If you see anything TikTok, Instagram, that's him. Like I'm not doing any of that stuff.
Every once in a while, Jerry will sneak away and do a class at a distance, and you'll see some
pictures
of the targets and stuff. But
most of the time, like we all have our different roles, and like Jerry's role is targets. I just like, thanks, Jerry. I put them in my truck and I have them. Like, there's only so much time in a day, man. Like there's only so much time to do stuff. I would be interested in knowing what it would cost to have them printed. But right now, we're basically getting them for almost nothing.
Yeah, I think
it costs us nothing, Jason, but time. Yeah, like he buys a can of paint and probably does, 50 targets.
Yeah, I think he's got 75 prepped right now.
Yeah, so like it's not as big a deal as it looks like on there. It does take time, and we appreciate him putting the time in to do it, but the cost is nothing. We get the cardboard from a friend that helps us out, So It'd really just be how much time he saves getting them printed versus just painting them. I don't know if y'all saw, but like the little eagle that you see on the bottom of our targets and stuff, that's a stamp.
Yeah, he stamps.
So that was a big improvement, not having to paint that stuff and do all that.
Yeah.
That's
add the extra little branding touch to the.
Yeah, so Jared just commented, "What's up, Jerry Gooch?
Jerry Gay.
Peanut." He says he knocked out 75 in less than 2 hours. So that's not too bad time invested there. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm not saying, Jason, we're not interested in the printing. I'm just not sure we're that big time yet, man. Like, we don't have a need for thousands and thousands of targets just yet. Jerry's been keeping us pretty up to speed so far. But I'm
going to give up on sending Messenger and stuff like that. Oh, I haven't been looking at Facebook. It's been running, hasn't it? So
if you're on Facebook and you're checking us out over there, please come over to YouTube. Check out Prepare Patriot NC on YouTube. That's where we're getting ready to move the chat and the live stream over there. We're trying to get people to start coming over there. Every Thursday night, 8:30 is typically when we do live streams. And we're going to probably shut down Facebook here in just a few minutes. If not now, let's go and do it now.
Bye-bye.
So if you're on there, peace out. We love you. We hope you come over and check us out on YouTube. We'll be talking and continuing discussion over there on House Bill 127. So Jason says I'd probably charge $1 a target. Well, you'd have to talk to Jerry, man, and just see how that works out. Like, the other thing is there's something to be said. There's something to be said about being able to make them on demand. So it's kind of nice that, like, I can call Jerry and be like, hey, man, I need 30 targets this weekend, like right now. And he can just make them. I don't know what your turnaround time would be, Jason, and I'm not trying to be an ass. I just, like, when we need them right then. We can't wait. We try to have a bunch in stock, but, like, sometimes we have a big class and it wipes us out, and then we're stuck to making them, and it can be a little bit of a headache sometimes.
This heater up, man. He's hogging. See, he does this man sprawl thing, and
I got big balls.
He moves side to side, and he, like, knocks me off the heater that's underneath of the computer.
I can't sit still, man. Can't sit still. What's up, Scott?
Who we got?
I just saw Scott had commented. Scott Wexler. Check out Wexler Woodworks. All right, you want to read off the House bill? Let's get into that. We're going to dive into House Bill 127.
Yeah.
Feel free to light up the comments. It's going to be fun.
So I just I went to an article via the NRA, ILA, and you talked about some bills seek to ban certain types of firearms. Obviously, other place obstacles in the path of owning firearms, ammunition, and make them difficult, too expensive to get. So
our company opinion, let's just start right here and say that we believe in the Second Amendment. We believe that all that right should never be infringed, shall not be infringed is pretty damn obvious language. So we're hoping that you guys understand that we don't agree with this at all. Like, we think it's ridiculous, and we think it's preposterous and treasonous to even say the things that they're saying. But that being said, I'm going to let Matt read through you some of the things that are in this bill. It's my understanding right now that it's only in committee.
At the very bottom of the article I read, it said as of February 11th, it hadn't even made it to committee. And
I'm pretty sure it is in committee.
Okay, but at that time, it had 0 co-sponsors.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it actually is in committee. What's up, Brian Wiley?
So the more sponsors you have, the more.
Brian, are you coming out to Rifle 2, brother?
Yeah, I heard he's.
I hope you do.
Picking up automatic rifle that shoots 15 bullets per second.
15 bullets per second.
15 per second.
Nice.
So,
Scott Wexler, 127. Okay, go ahead and read it. I'm not going to say my opinion until after he reads it.
All right, so we talked about, what typical gun stuff does. Gun laws do. HR 27 seeks to do both. Banning common types of ammunition and original equipment magazines for most self-defense firearms. It makes all firearms more difficult to obtain and possess through a punitive license and registration system. So long story short, it would ban common types of ammo, including every shotgun shell larger than .410. It bans 50 caliber and above ammunition and rifles and all that, would force Americans to relinquish hundreds of millions of firearms magazines with no compensation.
In your fucking dreams.
And it's retroactive. That's the thing about the bill. It's retroactive, right?
Yeah,
so it's not like we're not grandfathered in.
Dreams.
They're coming for it all. It would attempt to register 400 plus million guns in 3 months.
No, thank you.
So, and let's see. And by registering, obviously make, model, serial number, the owner's identity.
I even heard it's where you store it. They want to know where you put the firearm.
Yeah, I probably didn't write that down, that part.
So they want you to have a list of where they are, what serial number, what kind of model, where you're storing them at in your home.
So you're going to have to be at least 21 years of age or older. And they want to issue a gun and ammo license.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, you have to have a criminal background check, a psych eval, and complete a course that's at least 24 hours long. Oh, you also have to be insured.
Yeah. So you have to buy $800 a year insurance from the government. So somebody got kind of wind that, hey, we can make money off this. And then they want you to register all their guns and tell them where they're at so that, the bad guy can come take them. And then they want you to turn in all the magazines and stuff that you bought with your own money, and there might not be any compensation on that. So if you're a freedom-loving, gun-loving, American patriot, we hope you understand that this is – let's start by saying I don't think this is actually as big a threat as it's being pushed out to be. It's only in committee. I don't think it will ever make it like it sits because it is a blatant attack. You might as well just say we want to repeal the Second Amendment.
Anything that shows up needs to be a big ass deal.
Anything that does is a big deal. But let's be straight. I don't think in its current form it will ever pass.
The reason the reason I say it needs a big ass deal because the majority of folks being so apathetic.
Don't
somebody else
wrong.
is going to handle that. The NRA is going to do it. Or
don't hear me wrong in saying that you shouldn't be active. I think here are some things you could do. I don't think that signing the online Facebook petition is doing shit. I'm sorry. I don't believe that helps at all. I don't believe that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I think you need to write or call your congressman. That's it. Emails, they don't give a shit. You need to be the squeaky wheel that gets the grease.
Yeah.
So you need to be calling.
Everybody federal.
If you're going to mail in, from what I hear, you should be using the thickest
cardstock
you can do because they weigh this shit out to weigh okay, who gets the more attention, the guys that are pro or against.
Yeah.
I've also heard that the telephone lines are the big deal. The more you clog up the phone lines and that you're making it harder for them, the more they will pay attention to you. I think those are two things you can do. But most importantly, and I know that some guy's going to get on here and say, NRA sucks and blah, blah, blah. But listen, anybody fighting for your rights, you should be trying to help. I don't care if it's Gun Owners of America. What's the Freedom Coalition?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's Freedom Coalition. What's the other one that Yeager always supports?
NAFA?
NAFA, maybe?
Maybe.
There's a bunch of them out there.
A fellow named Todd, I know that, right?
There's a lot of good places you can support, and I'm going to even throw out the NRA. I know they've not been 100% behind what we want to do. Not all of it is 100%. Not all of it is above board. I get it's a shady ass company sometimes, but listen, you need to support them. They're still fighting the fight, even though we don't agree with everything they're doing. And I think you need to throw some bucks at them. I think that if you really want to talk to these people, talk to them with your money. That's where you affect them the most. Where you're sending your dollars, where you are, what you're buying, what you're not supporting, all of that kind of coincides. If you don't believe in something, don't put your money there. I can't make it any more simpler than that. That's the best way to affect these people. But the other thing is, most of those people only care about votes. They only care about getting reelected, and they only will support the people who are making the most noise. So you got to make noise. You got to get out there and do it. And I don't think, listen, war is not the right answer. I know that we all joke and the boog and all that stuff that's funny and it's haha. But in reality, you don't want that. You don't want your wife and daughter to be scared to go to the grocery store because they might get shot in the parking lot. Like, do y'all understand this? This could be really bad. I think a lot of times in the South and in like the rural areas, we're like, well, that ain't going to happen here. We're all good. Listen, like cops get shot in their cop cars because of like shit's happening in the cities. Like guys pull up in the country and like get blown away in their cop car. It can happen here just as it happens there. So I caution you to like, we don't want anything bad going on. Like we don't want war. I think you should prepare for the worst. Don't hear me wrong. Like you should be ready. If stuff's coming our way, we need to be able to do something about it. But I don't think that that's what you want. So I think it's important now that we do use, and I know there's going to be comments about like, well, we already got robbed of the election and everything's rigged anyway. And I get that. But I really think that, you got to put the time in. You got to put your training in. Be ready for the worst, but we got to use every method available for us right now. Use that ballot box. Use that soap box before we turn to the bullet box. You don't want war on these cities and these streets. Like that's the worst possible outcome. I pray that you guys understand that. Like that's not the ideal situation, So go ahead and support to those people. Go ahead and get out there and support the NRA, support Gun Owners of America. I don't care, whatever your flavor. Pick a state one. I don't care. Like, but you need to be, you need to be financially supported. It takes a lot of money to fight these bills, man. It takes a lot of money to go to Congress and fight this stuff, and those guys need it. You got to support them. So. That being said, I don't think that House Bill 127 is going to gain traction. I don't think it's going to be in its current format if it does become an issue. I don't think it's wrong to prepare like it would because here's my opinion. I think they basically told you what their agenda is. I think they listed out on paper everybody that was, they're not coming for your guns. Quit making that an issue. I think they blatantly proved that by now. Like Biden and the current administration have made it very obvious that they do want to come for your guns. They don't want you to be free patriots. They don't want you to be able to defend yourself. And you have to ask yourself, what are they about to do that makes them afraid you're going to shoot them? That's the way I look at it. Like they're about to do things that most American citizens are not going to be in agreement with. Sure. So I ask you guys, go out there. It's a call to action. We're all talking about it. I think you very well should be aware. You should be paying attention. Don't be complacent. Be active as you can in your current community. Talk to your sheriff. Like be involved. There was a huge push just a couple years back. I actually saw it in my Facebook memories pop up where that we were just fighting this last year, making this a Second Amendment sanctuary in the town I live in and the current, surrounding towns. Like, you got to be active. And I remember being pissed off. I was so mad when I left that freaking place. I did a video about it, and I never posted it. I started to, but I never did because we weren't on Facebook.
I wonder if it's the same reason I was mad.
So I got there. There's no damn body that's actually there supporting that's in our age group. Yep. Like everybody's 50, 60, 70 years old. Like, where are the young people?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Where are the young people that are out there shooting guns that need to protect their rights, need to be more active? Like, where are you guys at? Like, I know I got family, I got kids, I got job. Like, all of us have responsibility. That's no excuse. If you want to keep your rights, free men have to stand up and speak the truth. That's the end of it. Like, I don't care how else you want to put it. Like, that's the way it is. If you're not standing up for your rights, I promise you they'll try to take them. They got to know it's a fight.
If you guys are digging this conversation, do us a favor and share this link.
Yeah, man.
Patrick's actually got a good question in the feed there, too.
What's it say?
Right above Jerry.
La B, my name is Laura. I live in Colorado looking to get a gun. I have a small child, so I want to be gun safe. So, Laura, I'm going to tell you that you don't need a gun. You need training. And I know you don't want to hear that. But you need to go find someone in your area that is a qualified, competent instructor. That does not mean an NRA instructor. That means somebody who is good at that area. If you can't find it in that area, be willing to travel. I know it sucks. There's some very good trainers up that way. Yeah. I know that, James Yeager goes out there with tactical response. He's close to the area. I know that, you're not far, probably too far from some really big names.
Yeah, I think Yeager gets to New Mexico.
Idaho. Idaho, New Mexico. I think he even does South Dakota.
I know Clint Smith comes to Vegas.
Yeah, so you got a lot of options of people, but you really need to train before you buy anything. Don't feel like, I don't want you to feel intimidated, but I want you to understand that your whole mindset will change when you have some good training.
Yeah.
You won't be as afraid of the weapon in the house. You will learn how to store it correctly. You will learn all those things in a competent class. And I don't mean a concealed carry class. I mean a real training class. And it doesn't have to be with us. Like, we're in North Carolina. We're a far drive for you. I get it. But I'm telling you should be looking around for some competent instructors. Look for people in your area that are not just concealed carry, not just NRA instructors. Like, that's the worst case scenario. You need training. And I don't even want you to buy a gun. I want you to go somewhere that has guns you can rent so that you can try a lot of guns. You can figure out what works before you ever put the money in, because nothing stinks worse than to buy a gun that doesn't work for you because some idiot at the gun store told you it was a good idea. Most of those guys are selling guns. They're not into training. And that's a problem because they're just going to give you what they make the most profit on. They're not going to tell you, like, listen, Glock 19's pretty good. It's been good for like 4 generations. You can pick whichever one you want, and they're pretty good. In reality, I would say that you really need to spend the time in the training classes. You're going to get way more. And you're the weapon, not the gun. I think that's the biggest thing that people mess up on. They feel like that a gun is going to solve all their problems. It's not a magic talisman.
Nope.
You need to train in not the gun. Like, you can get a gun anywhere. The problem is you got to get in the training and get your mind right and understand that what the fight is about, how to deal with the fight. That's the important part.
Yeah, we say a lot. It's not the bad guys with the guns that scare us. It's the good guys.
A lot of times, the good guys with the guns are just as scary.
Just straight up liabilities.
No training. Like, they're the ones that scare me the most.
At
least I can identify the bad guy that's going to shoot me. The good guy might be behind me with really poor skills and not know what they're doing.
So yeah, if any of our other friends on here,
if you guys know of anybody in Denver, close to Denver, help out Laura and see if we can help her with a place. I want to say tactical response gets close to you. I know they come to Idaho, maybe South Dakota, Arizona. Like, if any of those are clicking close enough that you could maybe, like, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, the cost and the hour weekend drive, whatever it takes you to get to that class, is worth every penny and then some. It's actually undervalued.
Yeah.
You will be very disappointed that you didn't do it sooner.
Yeah, you don't need a $2,000 gun. You need about a $500 gun and $1,500.
That's exactly right. Matt hit it right on the nose, right on the hose. Richard L says Mike Glover. I do know of Mike Glover. I'm not sure what his training schedule looks like. You'd have to look him up and see what he's got going on out there. But yeah, like, Laura, there's options. Just look around, find somebody that's reputable, look in the community.
Hey, this would be a good time to talk about pulling the string, because you might go to Google and you got a FUD sitting there at the top of the list.
So this is a problem that we see, Laura. I hope you're still watching. A lot of times I tell people, like, it's really easy to get lost on Google, and like the first guy that comes up is maybe not the right answer. And here's what I mean by that. If you
Number one, he could be paying to be there.
Yeah, they can get like a lot of China bots to put them at the top of the list, and that's not a good thing. What you want to know is, how do I pull the string on a reputable place? So here's what I mean by that. Let's say I'm going to take our training company, for instance. Say that you've linked up with our training company, and I've already thrown out a couple names for you. You've heard me say Tactical Response. You've heard me say James Yeager. You've heard me say Clint Smith at Thunder Ranch. This is what I mean by pulling the thread. Take those names, plug those into a search engine, and look around and see where they're at in relation to you. You've already heard a reputable person tell you that, hey, these places are places you can train and be effective. You can get what you need when you go there, and you're not wasting your money. It's really hard to decipher that. So I tell people all the time, like, it's what I do whenever I'm learning. Like, let's just take Tactical Response. I consider James Yeager like a mentor, like a person who has kind of mentored our group and made us who we are. I did the same thing with him. I pulled the thread. There's all kinds of people. If you listen to him, he will put you on to some great names. Andy Stanford, John Farnham, Clint Smith.
And she's not too far from Gunsight either.
You're not far from Gunsight. Gunsight is a reputable place. Like all of those things, if you pull that thread and you go look, you'll find somewhere that's linked to those places that has a good reputation that you can go train. And it doesn't have to be here. I tell people all the time, we're not the best at this. Like there's guys that are like phenoms they've been doing this for 25 years. I mean, it's hard to beat that. It's hard to say, like, I got something to offer that James doesn't have to offer. The guy who taught me how to do it. I'm not an egomaniac. Like, there's guys out there that are better than us. We just try to get you down that path as far as we can and help you if you're in our area. That's all we're about. That's all it is. Like, to me, it's about helping people. It's not about, like, our company. We're just trying to get people linked together. We're trying to get people that are, in our area training and being a mutual assist group. And I will tell you something else too. Like when you're going and looking and pulling those threads, Laura, listen to the reviews. Listen to what the people say that are going there. Tactical response. Like I have guys on my live stream right now that are tactical response alumni. Like they're connected. They're a group. That's not like a one time you go take a class and you never hear from those people again. It's just like our guys. You hear Brian Wiley. You've seen not Jared, but you've seen Mike Kalaka. You've seen all kinds of our students who are in touch. They are reaching out. They are talking because we are a group that supports each other. It's not about taking your money and we don't want to see you again. Like that's not how we operate. Our company is built on helping our community and helping others. And trying to be an asset, not a liability, not trying to make money, so to speak. It's about pulling that thread. So if you guys are looking on the internet, I encourage you, when you're listening to somebody, pull the thread. Like pay attention to who they're mentioning, pay attention to what's going on, see what they're saying. Does it pass the smell test? Like, because a lot of times some people on there look very flashy. They talk a lot of junk. But if you have any experience at all, they don't pass the smell test. Like it just isn't. It isn't the same. It isn't what I'm trying to say is just because they look cool on the internet does not mean they actually have your best interest in mind. A lot of times they're doing it to be just that, look cool on the internet. That's just the way it is. Like I don't know how much cleaner. I hope that helped, Laura. And I don't mean to get down a rabbit hole. I'm not fussing or anything like that. I just want you to understand that like. This training will change your whole life. It's not just about this. Like it's about the whole package.
By the way, Brian Wiley, tonight's live stream.
He's drinking water.
By Golden Water.
He's trying to hydrate.
Gold. I'm still hydrating from Voodoo Ranger last week.
Laura, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. And I encourage you, when you do find, a class and you get in it, you take training, a lot of your questions are going to be answered in that very first class you take. You're going to get a lot more than I encourage you to take a notebook because a notebook is the most important thing you bring to the class. Your open mind and your notebook. Come in there, listen to what they have to say, write down everything they say, go home and evaluate that stuff, and it's going to make all the difference in the world to you. That's the most valuable thing I leave class with. It's not, and maybe the experience. I have a lot of fun with this old knucklehead over here.
And old Peanut.
But, really like what I leave the classes the most value is my notebook. To be able to go back and look at my notes and be able to like really pay attention to what those people said and put it in. They got years and years and years of experience. So.
Yeah. Got some comments.
Just kind of looking at it here. These guys are more like family. Mike, we hope so, man. We hope y'all get that vibe. Like a lot of times we kind of use this to fire the people we don't want in class. Again, that's a mentor thing. Like our mentor said, like you don't want jackasses in your class. Like go ahead and get rid of them on here so they never come. We want the guys like you, Mike, that are willing to be part of the family, that are willing to train, that are willing to put the time in, that leave their ego at home. Like it's not about showing that you're better than other people. It's about helping the other people around you. That's what it's all about to us, man. And Scott says we promote dudes who teach real shit. Yeah, and there's some legends. Like I'm not an egomaniac. There's some guys out there who are legends in this community. If you have not trained with Clint Smith, John Farnham, Craig Douglas, of course, our mentor and friend James Yeager, like these guys have paved the way. No matter whether you love or hate them, like you got to respect them for what they've done. Like the things they've done in this community are huge, and all of them have a special place. And they're not the only ones. There's other ones out there too that are doing great things. Great things. Scott says it literally is a family. And man, Scott, like y'all are a extension of that. You understand? Like we see that. We see the support from our guys over at Tactical Response that are friends of ours that, we meet them and you go up there and you do become family. You train with them for the weekend and you do life together for the weekend and you become more than just a group of people that don't know each other, Brian says he needs to do some hands-on self-defense training also. Brian Wiley, you need pistol 2, brother.
Pistol 2.
Prepare pistol 2. Come out there. You will get what you were looking for.
At least the taste of it anyway.
And there's some other dudes I can recommend, like if you're looking for like to continue your martial arts experience, but like if you're looking for like gun-related close quarter stuff, Prepare Pistol 2. Mike says, yes, you do. Mike's been there. Mike knows. Like, that's some fun stuff, Brian.
And it's
Brian, I know you. Like, Brian, I don't know if y'all know this. Brian Wiley, he's listening to the comments. He went to BLET with me. He's actually been through some training, law enforcement training. He's been through our, basic stuff around here, and he understands how lacking it can be. But, Brian, man, you're a good dude. You need to be more involved in the group, man. Like, you're the kind of guys we're looking for.
Amen.
So Mike says, I heard you were planning a hand-to-hand only class. Mike, it's going to be maybe a review of Prepare Pistol 2 without the ammo, without the shooting portion. We've been talking about doing that for a while and trying to because a lot of people want to come retake the class. Like that's probably our most repeated
Could
class.
probably do it in the summer in the air conditioning at the rescue squad.
That would be fun. But we've actually, that's probably our most repeated class. What do you think? Prepare Pistol 2? Because it's a lot. It's a lot in one day. And it's like high intensity, man. From day one, class 1, you're wide open. You're in there in the mix.
Do a little cardio before you show up.
And listen, like you don't have to be a physical specimen to take the class. We've had everybody from 80-year-old to freaking little girls that are 110 pounds. Like you don't have to be physical. It really just is. It's like it will show you where you're lacking. It will show you where you need to put the time in. But it will also make you stronger. It'll make you harder. It'll make you better, make you faster, make you have a better mindset for that fight that comes that's close distance. It's good. It's good stuff. We're happy with it. And then, like Mike, man, if you want in, like get a group of alumnus together. Get on the alumni page. That's what it's for. So get on there. Get on the alumni page.
Get your Mafia going.
Get those guys involved. I know JC just took it. If you want him to come take it again, you can partner with him.
That dude goes hard, man.
So some people, when they're in class, like
70 to 80%
like
the whole time,
they're wide open. They don't know in between. If you've ever been in martial arts, you know this. Like some people don't realize how hard they're going. Like JC's one of them, man. Like he goes hard. I got to tell him, like, dude, 10%. Like we're just doing the technique. We'll go harder in a minute.
Strong eye bull.
Sydney, you said you don't think you're part of the alumni page. Sydney, have you had?
She hasn't been a Prepared Pistol.
You got to be a Prepared Pistol 1 alumni, girl. That's why you're not on there. You got to get to that next class, and it'll change your whole life, girl.
Yeah, don't forget, Sunday, March 7th, Jerry will be teaching Pistol 1 if you get a chance.
That class
I know you're all like manager now at the.
She's doing good for herself. We're proud of our alumnus doing good for themselves. But I will say, like, that's the real class that, like, opens the door. Like, you start really listening. You start really paying attention, Sydney. Like, that's the one that, like, it changes your mindset and you won't stop after that. Like, you'll be in the rest of the classes after you get the mindset dose. So once you get through that one, we will add you to the alumni page. And that's where we have, like, deals on ammo for our people. We have, like, class stuff. You can get on there and add questions. Like we answer questions. We're involved and active. Like we build a community in that page. It's not just about, the shooting and the stuff. Like it's also about like you could get on our alumni page and say, hey, I got a flat tire. I'm in Maiden. somebody will come out and help you. Like somebody will see that and be like, I'm on my way. What do you need? Like that's what our group's all about, Sydney. I don't know if you figured that out. You know, I know you've only had the comprehensive carry portion, which is where we kind of weed the wheat from the chaff. Like that's where we get people that are only there because they want the concealed carry portion. We get them out of the way. And then we get the people who've been there and they got a little taste and like, holy smokes, I didn't know what I didn't know. And now they come over to the Prepare Pistol 1 and now we start working on them. And once you get through that class, like it changes everything. You'll be taking everything we got after that. You'll be like, I need rifle class. I need this class. I need Prepare Pistol 2. Like, I need to be on the alumni page. Yes, you do.
www.preparedpatriotnc.com.
And you really become part of the family after that, Sydney. Like, right. And I'm not saying you're not. We
Click
appreciate
on the
your
classes
support.
tab, drop down to Prepared Pistol 1.
Marketer.
Get tickets. Just saying.
Talk to Eric about Rifle 1 in April. I'm working on him. Good for you, man. But listen, like, if they don't want to be there, don't make them. They got to see the value in it, man. That's the problem. And then, like, until they've had really good training, they don't see the value in it. They just think, well, I know how to shoot. And if you've been to our classes, you know it has nothing to do with shooting.
Yeah.
Like it's about the fight. It's about like what you need to do to win. It's not really about like hitting bullseyes at 10 yards. Like, who gives a shit if you can do that? Like, I'm least impressed with your 3-gun competition. Like, I don't care at all. What's up, Gary Johnson?
Johnson.
You know, if you haven't saw the first of this, we went over a whole bunch of stuff. We went over HR 127. We talked about classes. We talked about pulling the thread, about how you need to listen to other instructors and listen to what they say and pull that thread.
Finding good sources of training.
Yep. I found a lot of
information. Don't trust the Googs.
Yeah, be careful on the Googles, man. Like, it'll pull up the shadiest dude in the area. Yeah. We can attest to that. Like, we can tell you, like, if you look in our area, there's people that pop up ahead of us.
Yeah. That's also something we're working on.
That are doing like not good stuff, like
trying to get ourselves ranked higher in the Google searches. At least
but part of that's from you guys. But I will say, and I will say this from once and for all, I am always more happy with the 1s and the 9s that show up to our class than I am with having hundreds and hundreds of people. Like, I'd rather it stay small and our group be better.
Well, you know what? I think what number one's going to weed the –
most of them, once they've been through one, they're either in or
I'm just saying the price alone. Yeah. Right? Like, we know we're not the cheapest, but we provide a good product, so
the best. Like in this area,
even at the concealed carry level, like who else is gonna, let you rent their gear, their quality Green Force tactical holsters, their quality pistols, might even have some ammo they can sell you to train with. Who's going to put all those pieces together
and teach you how to draw from the holster and give you a concealed carry permit?
Yeah.
All in one trip. Like it just doesn't happen around.
And let you qualify from the holster, So we're pretty cool with it. But the folks that see the value, I mean, that's who we want,
Yep.
There's Wally Worlds of concealed carry right down the road.
And you're welcome to go to that. 40, that's what you're looking for. We don't want you.
A day.
You're not who we're looking for. If you want to spend $35, $40 and go get your concealed carry paper and you're good, you're good. You don't need me. Like, I'm looking for the other folks, the ones that want to be more, the ones that want to do better, the ones that want to improve everything in their life, not just get that piece of paper.
And I know times are rough. You know what I mean?
They are, but listen, we pay a train.
Times are tough, but you don't. Like James Yeager said, you don't stop driving your car because gasoline goes up in price. You know what I mean?
You still
ammo might be sky high, but you owe it to yourself to train.
So that's the point there, guys, is like ammo is high and prices are not cheap, and it is what it is. But like, how much is your life worth? That's the question. How much is your family's life worth?
Yeah.
Being prepared to defend yourself takes more than just going to get a little certificate that says you can shoot a piece of paper.
And that goes all the way across the board, like even on the gear side. We see folks all the time to spend
$5 on a holster.
Yeah, $1,000 on a gun, and they show up with a shitty holster. But in some folks' defense, they don't know any better.
They don't. And also they don't know they can get other things. Because when you go to a gun store, you have to understand the gun store is in it to make money. Like, they don't care what holster you buy. It makes no difference to them. All they care about is, what can I sell them to make the most money and what fits the most product I have. That's why sticky holsters are so popular, because they can sell one sticky holster that fits 5 guns. It doesn't do the job it's supposed to do. It's not good, but it'll fit your gun. And then you leave there thinking, I did all right, $20 holster. It's comfortable. Yeah, but it ain't working. Get out in class. You will find that out really fast. Really fast.
Yep.
But it also comes back to the whole mindset thing, right? Like, I don't care if you own 10 guns. I'd rather you own 1 gun and be really damn dangerous with it. Like, I want you to be the guy that, like, I know this rifle inside and out. I know what I'm doing with the rifle. It doesn't even have to be my rifle. I can use your rifle and kick your ass. That's where we want to be. Mike says, put the effort in and you can get reasonable priced ammo. You can. Yep. And we've actually offered that to our alumni. Like, our guys that are training with us, like, we're selling it cheaper right now than anyone else can get it. I promise you, by like half.
That's the topic of our YouTube video.
Next week's video. Yep. When you're watching next week's video on CLT ammo and how we're wholesalers for them and how we've been able to get ammo for our guys, that will explain it. Like,
you can, don't wear me out. You can contact them directly.
Yeah. If you need ammo, call them. But if you're training with us and you don't have ammo, we'll help you. Like, don't let that be the only reason you're not coming. We can help you out with that. And we're not making money on this stuff, guys. Like, we don't make money selling ammo. Like, we sell ammo to keep people training. That's how much we believe in it. So, Scott Wexler, how's that truck doing, man? I know you was talking about putting that deck system in it. Did you get one?
Had too much snow laying on that thing.
Brian Wiley says John Wick. John Wick is fun to watch, but he's the shittiest tactician on the planet. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's all entertainment. Now, I'm not going to lie. Like, Keanu is supposedly a shooter. Like, he's went out and trained with Terrence Tactical, some of those, which is not like who I would go to all right, for fighting stuff.
So he's good for our local folks, that are here on this live stream, been hanging with us. I'll go ahead and give you. Can I give him a source's name or make it? Yeah. So we mentioned
it'll be in the video. Yeah, I've added it to the bottom.
We mentioned CLT Ammo. The person that you can contact, her name is Tammy, Tammy, CLT Ammo. Her email address is Collette, Collette 4 @gmail.com. So that was Collette, Collette 4 @gmail.com. I do know they're doing their best to run 9, 40, and 45. And if you're kind of local, if you're willing to meet them, they'll actually it's actually made up in Virginia. The guy drags it home, and you can meet them and swap it and ditch shipping costs and things.
A hell of a service.
But for the folks that live at a distance, they do ship it as well.
Yeah.
So CLTMO.com. They've been reasonably priced.
And they've done us really well. And we've just passed it on to you guys. Like, again, for us, we are not ammo salesmen. I'm not a gun store. Matt's not a gun store. Like, we don't sell guns.
We just wanted enough ammo on hand that we can provide as a service for folks that want to train.
Now, I do think there's a minimum. Like, I think the minimum is like 500 rounds. So if you're looking to buy ammo, like, it's got to be ammo. Like, you can't be saying I need a box. Like, they don't sell boxes. Like, their box is 500 rounds. But if you're training at all this year, you're going to go through 500 rounds. And that's the problem. I think people were buying like a box or two at a time. And like, you go to a class, you usually run 200, 300, 400 rounds without much effort.
Yeah.
So like, you should be buying by the 1,000. I don't know the last time I ever bought a box of ammo.
Yeah.
Unless I was buying it as a gift for a friend or something. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I do know around these parts, Academy Sports has slowed down the ammo creepers. The dudes that park outside the parking lot and camp out.
Asshole.
They slowed them down. They've I think they slowed it all the way down to 1 box per person.
Golly.
Yeah, it just last week they could purchase 3 boxes per person, but it didn't matter the quantity. So the guys would camp out. They get in there first in line, and they grab it and go flip it at a gun show. Not that it's capitalism at its finest.
I'm okay with that, but I also feel
not to
like
say I haven't gotten some of my ammo from some connections.
If those guys would just lay off for a little bit, man, things would calm down.
So I do know my sources tell me now at most of the gun shows you go to, there's more people selling ammo than there are actually folks selling guns.
Well, like right now, guns aren't hard to find. Like I know John's Militia Gear has all kinds of ARs and stuff in stock, but you can't get ammo for them. So they're kind of like a big giant boomstick without the boom, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Scott says truck's going good. Just ran it in 4-wheel drive for the first time. 17 inches over the past few days. Golly, dude. All we got's mud.
So Mike Kalakis, you talked about maybe some personal defense ammo. I haven't talked to Tammy about that sort of stuff, but
I will tell you who to go to.
Yeah, sources say that Defiant may be coming up.
Shut up.
Nope.
We're going to get ours first. I'm waiting on some, you fuckers.
Sorry for drinking too much golden water.
We'll tell you about that after we buy ours. Hopefully.
He won't remember. He's got ADD, man. He's already on to something else.
That's right. Mike's already looking at
Mike
something
with
else.
the ADD. Hey, we've got about 4 minutes to go, man. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of good stuff in this one. So if we can,
I hate when he says that. That means my ass is going to end up on TikTok without my knowledge.
If we could rock, bring this one in at 59, that'd be awesome.
All right, let's look at a few more comments here. Scott says, I remember 4 years ago. Yeah, man. Ammo was so cheap. Like, I wish I'd have bought way more than I did.
Should have mortgaged the house.
The problem is I train more. Like, so the more I train, the more I use. I should have bought more. Like, it is what it is. Like, but at this point, like, it just is what it is. You got to buy it at what it is and get it. Like, I don't know what else to do. I'm just like y'all, other than make it.
And there are ways to dry practice.
There are, but like when you're training, full power ammo if you can. Brian Wiley says easy. Don't know what that means, bro. Saturday sign said all ammo sold out. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Everywhere it has that sign up. Scott says I'm going to get a deck probably, but I got some monies to pay for it. Yeah, I know, but like it's nice, dude. Like when we go to training now, like we're gonna be rolling in his USS Patriot here, and it's a
good one of the sides makes a good place to drop that ODS and put a little hate sack in there.
A couple hate sacks, some plate carriers, like locking up. It's nice. It's nice. Mike says, please, I need 9. I'll talk to you, Mike, whenever I buy mine. After I buy mine, I'll send the message along to you. But like my stuff is getting some age on it. It needs to be replaced.
Hey, I did sniff out another fake company. I should have posted on it.
We got a video coming.
Video coming. But there was another one because I saw defensive ammo and it was reasonably priced. It was like still around like $25, $28 a box, and I was like, But then I got into looking at it, and this dude's got all kinds of crap against him on the Better Business Bureau and stuff. So
yeah, don't be careful with shady ammo. Watch next week's videos, guys. It's gonna be awesome. We talk about the good ammo company and also about us getting shit on, so you'll have some fun making fun of us.
So
Brian says, "Gotta get back to working. See you later, man. You wasn't working."
All right.
Brian, we'll see you, man.
Last call for questions. Minute and a half out.
All right, guys. It's been fun. Matt and I will see you guys next week.
Jerry Gage, you should have been here, man.
Jerry should have been here next week.
Good one.
Next week, the Googe will be joining. I always think about that spot between your anus.
I thought that was the original Twitter.
Yeah, the Twitter.
The twat and the shitter.
The Googe.
The Twitter.
All right, guys. We appreciate it. If you haven't looked into some of the stuff, there are some laws you need to be paying attention to. Go back and watch the video if you haven't looked into HR 127. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but you should be paying attention. You should not be complacent. Scott, we appreciate you. Right. Jerry, Mike, Brian, thank you guys.
Thanks for hanging with us, guys. It was awesome.
We'll see you next weekend. Sydney, yeah, you need to get to class, girl.
That's right. March 7th.
Until next time. Carry smart, carry safe. Be prepared.
and resolve to train.
That's right. Get to training.